so what is one of the most important things? Summaries. The ideal diet to eat is whole plant food and SOS free, and SOS means salt, oil, sugar. So ideally, you want to be eating plants. And I'm not saying you need to eat every plant from the root up to the flower, but when you're eating food, you want to make sure that it resembles something that could come out of the ground or off of a tree. And I've gotten away from using the term plant-based because that's become a marketing term for, oh yeah, I eat some plants, I'm mostly vegan, but then I'll have steak every night for dinner. So yes, I like just to say whole plants. Number two, there are no essential nutrients that you need to get from animals. All essential nutrients are available from plants. And I know you might be, sitting there saying, oh yeah, but what about vitamin B12? Well, guess what? From my experience looking at blood work from literally thousands of patients, some of whom are vegan, some of whom are meat eaters, there is a rampant epidemic of vitamin B12 deficiency, to the point that most people need to supplement for B12 regardless. And where does B12 come from? It doesn't come from plants or animals. It comes from dirt. It comes from bacteria in the dirt. And these days, we're no longer, or at least I'm not getting my water from dirty streams that have dirt in them. And sure, I eat carrots, but I clean the dirt off before I eat my carrots. So that is not a valid criticism. And then number three, and this is going to be key for the presentation today, is that if you choose to eat plants, you get the fiber, phytochemicals, and probiotics that plants uniquely have that is not available in meat, fish, or other animal products. Whereas if you decide to get animal products, you don't get those things, but you get toxins. And what do I mean by toxins? And we'll go over some of these: heavy metals, plastics, pollutants, pesticides, endotoxins, and a whole lot more. And it turns out, and we'll get into this too, as you go up the food chain, that your toxin load, the amount of toxin goes up exponentially. Okay, so some basic principles of toxins. Toxin in, toxin out. What I mean is, if you purchase, let's say, deodorant that has aluminum in it, and guess what? If you were to go to the store today, you would find lots of deodorants for the consumer that has aluminum in it. Aluminum is a toxin. It's a known neurotoxin. It's also been shown to be associated with cancer, for example. So what I mean is, if you put that toxin in, under your arm, some of it's going to get absorbed and some of it's going to come out. The other thing that I think is very important is what I call the precautionary principle. It means being conservative about new chemicals, new products. So I understand, 50 years ago, 70 years ago, scientists were very excited about plastics and, chemicals that they were making in the lab. What I'm saying is, with a new chemical that hasn't been tested, you can't just assume it's going to be safe. It's a big experiment that we've been doing. And as you'll see shortly, the results have not been good. I'm also going to warn you a little bit, and that one of the feedback I've gotten is like, well, if this is really true, why haven't I heard this before? And the answer is, people eat what's mainly marketed by corporate America. They don't normally get this information in school. They don't normally get this information by reading. They might get some of it by watching the media. And what do you see on the media? You see a lot of commercials that are pushing food. And I realized this acutely when I was fasting. If I watched TV, I would see all these commercials that would make me hungry. I'm like, you don't realize it until you're trying to cut food out. So this is the warning. Some of this information upset me when I first heard it, and I'm going to be trying to present the evidence to back everything up.